stepmother cooked a medium rare steak for the family. Dad kept praising how good it tasted, but Nick stared at his steak and didn't take a bite. He even suggested swapping plates with Dad because his steak looked bigger. Without hesitation, Dad passed over his plate, but then the stepmother panicked and objected to Nick's request. She explained that she had carefully distributed the steaks based on each person's health needs. Unexpectedly, Nick swapped his steak back and ran to the kitchen. He tossed the entire steak into a bag. Dad, confused, asked what he was doing. Nick angrily said he was collecting evidence. He accused the stepmother of poisoning his food. Dad thought Nick was being unreasonable and rushed to stop him, but Nick shoved him aside. Everyone was stunned by Nick's actions. In his rage, Nick grabbed the knife on the table. The stepmother, worried that Nick might do something dangerous, quickly called the police. Just then Nick ran into Dad's room. Soon Dad entered to talk to him, trying to calm him down, but when the stepmother appeared, Nick lost control again. Luckily, the police arrived in time and restrained him. 2 years ago, Nick's mother was diagnosed with a terminal illness. To take care of her, Dad hired a nurse named Lisa at a high cost. After that, Nick's mother, who had been stable, started getting worse and eventually passed away. At the funeral, everyone was grieving except Lisa, who had a weird smile on her face. Nick saw this and it made him even angrier. What made him even more upset was that just a week later, Dad brought Lisa home. She went from being a nurse to becoming the kid's stepmother. At first, Nick tried to get along with her, but a few days later the stepmother came home holding the dead dog, saying it had been hit by a car. As she explained, Nick didn't feel any sympathy. Instead, he hated her poor acting. Then Nick suddenly felt a sharp pain in his stomach. Dad immediately took him to the hospital. Nick insisted that the stepmother had poisoned his food, but then Dad revealed a truth that shattered him.